bring more shoppers.
The best way to scale your coaching business to $10,000 or $100,000 a month in
Let me show you exactly how to do my thing. Do what? Got the mic high. Let me show you exactly how to do my thing. Do what? Got the mic high. Let me show you exactly how to do my thing. Do what? Got the mic high. Let me show you exactly how to do my thing. Do what? Got the mic high.
Fucking with me is like many doses of ill cirrhosis. My killer's closest to feeling foes with the will of Moses. I part tones and spark tones from breaking mics, making nights hell for those who sell and faking types. Pyogenesis, exasperating mental matter to gather splatter your physical, lyrical lives are batter at a rate of speed to make you bleed from the inner. Just a beginner, then I enter busting the sinners. The crimson crust turns to dust cause I need it. Lungs bleed, niggas laying defeated, but you couldn't see it. Notes are colder like remotes to your body. The shoddy smoke for copying folks and leave them sloppy. Insane inside the putrefied D asides the G apply slide like astro glide in your backside in darkness. Mark wrist, provide targets and barred artists and the hardest to leave with a scarred artist. Lines are parallel and excel like monowells. Non-fail, never clever. And if you ever find a male to match up, throw the stats up and vision. Cranial incisions, the killer Christians in the prison. My mind state debates at the gates of Hades. I'm sick as rabies and ladies remain caged in a Mercedes. 80 proof liquor to knock a nigga horizontal. You find your mind bruised, inclined to blind dudes and figure I'ma find you. I'm good at the hunt stunts. Once I pick up sense of hemoglobin, I'm open like a cunt. Yeah.
My thing, got the mic high. Let me show you exactly how we do my thing. Got the mic high. Let me show you exactly how we do my thing. Got the mic high. Let me show you exactly how we do my thing.
Lay it on thick. You know the motive like a locomotive. I show the focus and elevate your data like you own a Lotus. I'm known to smoke shit like hickory. Picture me losing, I'm using my mental matter to splatter niggas like Sicily. It'll be fatal. Killings prenatals, how I play you. Wait till you wake, I'll be the only god you bitch a cradle. Calms dissected, dejected. If they're defective, man, forget it. Fatter skills, calanaretics. I set it up like Nicaragua. Bitch, I scar ya. No tomorrow, the horrors when you step into my parlor. You know the father. I whip niggas into submission for cash. flow and bash mad foes as far as rap goes. It's nothing but doom as I entomb and exhume. The next tune's vex soon as I connect booms with my cerebral. Me and my people cutting down the feeble. My steebles poison destroying the many evils. Surpass the elevation. The hell I'm raising's amazing, like gazing through bash glass. My style's brutal, the results are quite heinous. You get wet like rain is fucking famous when I'm busting natives. My game is plain as my name is the killer Christian. I feel your pistons and hitting like ill addictions. Mixing Hennessy and Alizé in the alleyway. Plus blunts enough once that wanna go the violent way. Like Stallone, I'm prone for demolition. Man, a specialist. Plus inhibition, clan is effortless. To display the power of one. The hour has come for cowering scum to be hung, devoured and done. While some run, but can't escape ones that's elemental. At any venue, I send you through the hell that real men knew. So we'll win you. Stop front. 95 and you're still saying nothing.
One, two. Say something.
Mic check. Mic check. 1 2
yes,
1
no.
2.
Now
Yeah, what?
Yo.
Tilt it down.
Yo.
Say something.
You can hear me?
I know you sound low. Say something on me.
check. It's not coming through the mic. Wait, it's got to be like this close.
No.
I have my lips on this microphone.
Say something.
It's going in and out.
No, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
If it's going in and out, it's your headphones. You gotta move the cord.
No.
You good?
How about now?
You sound great.
Okay.
A little more, one time.
What's up?
All right.
I'm laid back, maxing and relaxing true. Checking out the newest men of the gifted loop. Today I'm laying back with my feet up. I'm thinking about the studio and MG hooking a beat up. Chilling like a smut villain, singing it easy. Test me while I'm cooling and you still can't see me. Poke rappers never cease to amaze me. I'm like a broken up Nintendo. Nobody plays me. Lazy,
Ready?
yeah, you can call it that. But I can do them type of things, cause man, I'm living fat. My bank account is the amount that it should be. Play like Tim Dog if you want and step to me.
Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in for my very first solo podcast today with my wonderful guest, Lamore.
What's up?
And, of course, always taking care of everything, the one, the only.
Lamore, you might be the most famous guest in the world. You've been on every podcast on YouTube, nigga.
How you trying to introduce someone, they just gonna rip somebody? That's hilarious.
Shalom to the people. We're talking about mental health today. So.
We're going to make sure you got it. If you didn't show up with it, hopefully you got it by the time we done.
That's
For real.
So this month is Mental Health Awareness Month.
I didn't even know that until right now.
Well, you know, I got put up on game by a friend of mine who dips and dabbles in a lot of the same stuff, and I was invited to hang out at a IG Live-esque type podcast last night called The Heart Shapers, and they were talking about Mental Health Awareness Month. So I hit Danny and said, yeah, we need to keep this rolling because these are conversations that we need to have that we don't want to have because we're uncomfortable with them. But you know me, I like to step into the discomfort because I feel like that's where we get the most growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're both trainers.
Yeah.
And so I was telling Nick before we started, trainers are therapists.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And as you guys know, I'm a coach, so I do a lot of mental health work with people. But first and foremost, like ripping the Band-Aid off, I think because we're here and because we got some melanin, like let's talk about Black folks and mental health and how we really, really, really don't like talking about mental health.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Honestly, I think we were shown that no matter how we felt, we have to work and push through it, like no matter what. that is foundational in our culture. And so we just shake things off and keep pushing. And in all honesty, it comes out in our physical health,
Yeah.
you know, because whatever goes into the wash comes out in the rinse.
Mm-hmm.
How do you maintain your mental health?
Oh, I do a lot of prayer and a lot of meditation, you know.
Yes, I do know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll post a lot of my meditation and stuff on my social media. But yeah, because you know it's a lot going on out here, you know. So sometimes you just gotta isolate yourself and clear your mind and focus your mind, because if you don't, then you'll get carried away with all the craziness that's going on around you, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do. And you know, I just always try to think about the things that I do have and be grateful for what I do have, because
Attitude of gratitude.
yeah. Once you learn to do that, you kind of like life is good.
Yeah.
Like Future said, life's good.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Nick, what do you do for your mental health?
What was that laugh though? Diabolical.
Maybe the most conscious thing I do is I do not answer my phone on Saturdays.
Okay.
I turn the whole world off. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my mom or my father. It doesn't matter.
Preach.
I don't answer the phone for you. I'm not picking it up. I'm not responding to your text message.
Right.
Shut everybody off. Friday, sundown. Saturday, sundown.
Love that.
Sabbath. Yeah, so it gives me clarity just throughout the week. So even if I'm having a tough week on Tuesday, it gives me some kind of clarity to know, like, okay, let me just get through these next couple of days. And I know for sure Saturday, I don't have to deal with none of this shit.
Right.
I get to shut the world off and just be in my own place.
Right.
And not have to worry about anything. And I think it helps. It's at least been helping me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, not to, because usually I'm a fuck it kind of person.
Right.
You know, I'm not really trying to work too much. If it ain't working for me, I'm like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't got the time for it. I'm not trying to negotiate with you. Like, it's not that serious to me. So it's helped me a lot in not just saying fuck it to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because normally I just be like, nigga, fuck it, I'm out. And I'll leave that shit right there and just go home and not care. And I'll be okay with it. Like, it doesn't matter to me, you know. So it's giving me a little breather point throughout the week, you know, to kind of readjust and reset my mind. So.
And you have that to look forward to.
Yeah, it helps. It helps a lot. And I don't take anything personal.
Right. That's a big thing.
That's part of the 4 agreements.
Yeah.
I never heard of the 4 agreements, but
It's a great
one
book.
thing I say to myself is nothing is ever happening to me. It's always happening for me.
Amen.
You know, and maybe like
Attitude
4
of
years ago,
gratitude.
I realized life is just about perception.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people, I look at life like fire, you know. Some people see fire and they see destruction, chaos, rage, hell, all these horrible things. Or you can make a bomb meal with some fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can warm your house up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really just your perspective on how you look at life. Everything
Yeah.
is double-sided. Everything can be as equally terrible as it is good, you know. So I
Yeah.
just decided to not look at shit like it's bad.
So how long have you been doing the away from the world on Saturdays?
Dog, that was the first thing I found out about being a Hebrew Israelite. That's the only thing that
Yes.
got me on board. I'm like, I get a reason to tell these niggas to fuck off?
Yes.
Oh, sign me up, man.
Yes.
But it just, you know what, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I learned about it. And I really just studied. And I was like, well, does this actually make sense? And when I started practicing it, it was so crazy because at first I got so much kickback from people, which was weird.
Of course.
Because they're not used to that, you know.
Anytime you set a boundary, people are going to have an opinion
Right.
about
And
it.
it was the craziest.
Any boundary.
And that's how I knew it was right.
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
like, why everybody so bent out of shape about me not picking my phone up?
Yeah.
And I don't even call people. So I'm like, I don't even talk on the phone. So why are you mad you can't call me on Saturday?
Control.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I realized all of that about people. And I was like, oh, wow, I do need to take my control back in my life and set boundaries for people. And it took probably like 2 years. Because
I know I'm tap dancing on your boundary and
Right.
all, but
Right. That took about 2 years of doing that. And then when I say consistent, people finally figured out, like, oh, shit, he's really not going to pick his phone up on Saturday.
right.
Like, even my dad got to the point where he's like, oh, this nigga serious. He's
Yeah.
really not answering my phone call.
Right.
And everything's a lot better now.
That's
Amen.
You know, I get my phone never rings on Saturday. I could just put on Do Not Disturb and
Right.
go on about my day. So,
good. I may
you know.
try that.
You know, it's wild. When I was in seminary, they challenged us to do a Sabbath, full Sabbath, right? And there's a book by this lady who grew up Jewish and she converted to Christianity. And her name's, I believe it's Marva Dawn, is called Keeping the Sabbath Holy. And I tried it. It was difficult because it was everything from you're not supposed to work. You're not even supposed to carry scissors.
What?
You're not supposed to pick up a pen. Okay?
You can't carry scissors.
Nope.
Why?
Because you're going to do work if you have scissors because you're going to cut something. So you're doing something.
You're right.
That's work. And so I tried it. And I have other friends that practice Sabbath in different ways. And it was made clear to me in Israel because I saw the world shut down basically from Friday dinner until evening Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Everything shut down. And I got to see it in practice where it was supported, right? Because it is very hard to set boundaries that are countercultural, especially if we're conditioned by, like you said, your parents to do things a certain way. They're like, I didn't raise you to do that. Well, yeah, but you also raised me to have my own mind and make my own decisions, right? And so once I saw it supported, I was like, oh, this is how this is supposed to look, and this is why. And it's about putting yourself in right position for God to be God, right? So everything you worried about doing, don't worry about it because God's got it, right? Like it's supposed to be that position.
Total faith, right?
Man, it's game changing. It is game changing.
It's funny you say that because that's what I've been on lately, and you're right. That's it's very powerful.
Yeah.
When you just have total faith and everything always just works out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
You know, it's funny you guys talking about this. I think faith is one of the most difficult things to explain to someone. I can't remember who said this. Somebody said, whether you believe or you don't believe, either way you're right.
Absolutely.
Right? And that shit just shocked me for a moment. And I was like, oh, shit,
It's
that
like
was
the
deep.
Winner's Creed. It's like,
I don't know anything about these books.
Google
you
it.
keep mentioning.
No, just Google the Winner's Creed. You're going to love
What's
that.
the Winner's Creed? Let me
Just
see.
Google it. It's a poem.
So explain that, whether you believe or don't believe, you're right.
So, like, if I believe I can do something, I'm right, because the world, the universe, if you want to call it that, I don't call it that, but for the sake of conversation, the universe is going to yield to that.
Yes.
If I believe I can't do it, the universe is going to yield to that,
Yep.
which is a scary reality.
Power of the words, right? And
But that's way scarier than what we actually believe, right? Like, we believe things happen by chance. Some people get lucky. You know, some people are blessed. Some people are cursed. That's a more relaxing world to live in.
Right.
You know, to know that, oh, I can get lucky one day in my thing. But to know you are directly responsible for your reality is a scary reality. You know what I mean?
Do you think some people really are cursed and stuff? Or is that just all,
No, I
all
think
their mental?
I think it's all mental. I think that whatever you believe, it's going to happen to you. It's going to come true. You know, I think that if you're on that vibration and you think that, I watch rappers.
Preach.
I watch a nigga go from being broke.
Preach.
He talk about money for a year straight.
And
The
then
next time I see the nigga,
Preach.
he got money.
Preach.
He can't even rap. So we can't say it's rap, right?
yeah.
So at some point you got to sit back and go, what's actually happening right now?
Right.
You know, it was so funny. I was on social media and some like ad popped up, and it was this lady. She was talking about she went to some kind of like seminar, and the guy, she said at first like she was appalled by what he was saying because he started talking about money, right? And the way he was talking about it, he had brought out like a wad of cash, and he starts saying, oh man, I love money. He's like kissing the money and stuff like that. And the lady was like, damn, I'm appalled. Like, you know, why is he love money like that, you know? And so he was like, he said, after I did that, I know a few of you were looking at me crazy. Like, this guy is just, you know, full of himself. He just loved money, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. And then he was like, but if I had brought my grandson up here and did the same thing, like, oh, I love my yeah, he said, y'all will be fine with it. He said the problem with, you know, what you guys thought about me with the money is you should be able to love anything that you want in this world. So he was like, that's the reason why a lot of people don't have money, because they don't love money. But you can love money, you can love whatever and still be balanced and, you know.
Absolutely.
And your spirit and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like you said.
I think that's one of the toughest things for black people, right? Because like you were saying, Harmony, we're raised in the church, right? And you're constantly taught, you know,
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Right, which is not true, right?
You cannot serve two masters.
we hear all these things
Yes.
growing up, right? So I think that puts a negative stigma on money for most black people.
Absolutely.
And then we have the guilty thing where we feel guilty for having money because
Yes.
most people we know don't have money.
Yes.
You know, so we go through all these ups and downs. But when you learn that however you think is going to be your reality,
Yes.
that helped me stop feeling bad for my people, right? To know that, hey, man, I'm not doing better than you because I'm better than you,
Right.
right? You're not doing worse than me because you're worse than me. It's
Right.
just how you perceive your opportunities.
Right.
Yep.
So if you're tired of being broke, nigga, just change your mindset
Yep.
Yeah.
and your reality will change. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, but that's a hard concept for people to grasp.
Like they said right there, the power of life and death is in the tongue, and that it goes back to the rappers, because the ones that always be talking about death and shit like that, what happens? Like these
Facts.
motherfuckers get popped, you know?
Yeah.
You got Biggie, Tupac, that XXX dude, that shit even Pop Smoke. His name is Pop Smoke. This nigga get, it's just like,
No, that's real.
you
Yeah.
really got to be careful of the things you say and what you put into the universe, because it's going to give it to you.
Oh yeah, it's going.
It's gonna give it to you.
It's going to give it to you, whatever,
It's going
whether
to
it's
give
good
it
or
to
it's
you.
bad, so
So I break it down in my book, right?
yeah.
I put it as to be determined, TBD, right? That's an acronym we use, shorthand we use, and it's thoughts, beliefs, and decisions. And so the root is what you're thinking, and then from what you're thinking, most often it becomes your belief system, and your belief system guides your actions, right? And so even subconsciously, we don't understand that we continuously act out everything we think and hold on to, right? So one of the things I'm always praying about is like, God, like, order my steps, and may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight. Because I want the meditation of my heart and my thoughts to be in alignment. I don't want to be all over the place, caught up in what's going on here, and, this is scary over here, and this is challenging over here. That's going to happen. But I want to be rooted so I can put all of my energy and focus towards the reality that I want to live. But one moment, please. Hello, guest.
Hello. How you doing?
How you doing, guest?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to my first ever podcast.
This is your first ever podcast?
Well, this is my first ever podcast kind of podcast.
Oh, well, I'm glad I'm here.
Tell us about you.
You're part of
friend.
history.
Okay. Well, some of the people that watch the Rollout Show know me. They call me Whispered, but that's
You
the
don't
nickname
sound
they
like
gave
you
me.
whisper.
Where'd you get that name?
Well, when I first started coming here,
Okay. When was that?
that was about a year and a half ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, a year and a half ago. I'm a comedian.
Okay.
And I walk in here, and it's a room full of comedians.
Yes.
Everybody that I've ever wanted to work with,
Yes.
and I'm starstruck.
Okay.
So I'm not saying shit.
Oh yeah. I've been
saying
on Speedy show.
Yeah,
I was the laugh track.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Okay, and it took me a little while to get past that. I guess after a while, I'm coming and I'm hanging out with everybody, and they friends now.
Okay.
So I'm a chatterbox, a little more than I was.
Okay.
But they were calling me Whispered because I hardly said anything.
Oh, okay.
That's the bottom line. Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
we were talking about mental health, and I thought this is interesting about Whispers. He's a comic, right? And he was super quiet on the show. So one day I asked him, I said, why did you become a comic? And it was so interesting. His answer was because he was afraid to be on stage, right?
Well, I was shy, very shy, and I wanted to get out of that. So I wanted to get myself out of the box.
Right.
And what better way than to get up on the stage? You're the only person, and when you get up there, you're expected to say something. So
Okay.
you better say something, or you're gonna die up there by yourself.
Right.
So that forced me to come out of my shell,
Okay.
and
So how long you been doing that now?
well, I've been
comedy?
doing it for 6 years, but I've
Okay.
been doing it hard for about the last 3.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, and it's
How did you develop that mentality, though, to know that if I'm afraid of this, I need to go towards it?
I just had a long talk with myself and a little bit with my maker, and he said, "Hey, fear is a tool of the devil. I didn't make fear, so get up there and do what you want to do."
Amen.
And
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing.
That's deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Amen to that. Come on, y'all. Okay.
But congratulations on your debut. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, you're
I didn't
welcome.
find out till I was on the freeway.
Oh, hey.
If you stay ready,
Hey,
you ain't got
God-
to get ready.
that's
That's what
it.
Sugar Free
Sometimes
say,
God
right?
throws you in these positions, and you gotta, you know.
Yeah, my first show, I didn't know I was going to do anything. I came to see a fellow comedian at the comedy, what was it, comedy?
Comedy Chateau?
Comedy Union.
Okay,
Comedy Union. I walk up, she runs out of the place. As I'm walking up, she says, Ron, one of the comedians dropped out. We got 15 minutes to fill. Can you do it? I had never done comedy in my life. I just kind of funny on Facebook, and she knew that.
Okay.
So she said, can you come up and do it? I said, well, you know, God calls us sometime, you know.
Amen to that.
So, you know, I went up. I did 15 minutes of stuff just right off the top of my head.
Okay.
I killed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they asked me to come back.
Congratulations.
I came back again. I didn't do as good that time. But I didn't let that stop me. I kept doing it.
Okay.
And here I am today.
That's dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. When's the next time you're performing?
I got a show on the 9th, Tuesday, at
Okay.
the Harbor Bar and Grill in Long Beach.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to come out, it's a great place. And I have my own podcast as well.
Okay.
It's called Make Me Laugh Mondays.
Okay.
Got a show there. It's in Inglewood, the 15th of May,
Okay.
and it's gonna be great. A lot of celebrities, and
Okay.
Hey,
that's it.
I have a comedy venue.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, here in
We
Woodland
gotta
Hills,
hook
so,
up, man.
Yeah, it's every Tuesday. It's called the Comedy Menu. So
Okay.
Every Tuesday.
yeah, it's a nice venue. We've been doing it for about 5 weeks already.
Okay.
Nice.
We've had a few people in there already. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk and
Yeah, I got a blank on Tuesday, so I
okay,
can come
cool,
out and check it out.
make some people laugh.
Yeah.
We'll see if you're really funny.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
I was going to ask
Oh,
him.
now I'm under pressure.
I was going to ask him. I was going to ask him.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
But before we go into our next segment, Nick, can we drop the phone number and open the phone lines so we can take some calls for some people? So I've asked everyone, what do you do to maintain your mental health?
I like to think I'm a spiritual person. I have a relationship with God, and I talk to Him a lot.
Okay.
I talk to Him a lot.
Okay.
And when I don't get the answer that I think I want right then and there, I go back to the scriptures.
Okay.
And I look at that, and then after I do that, I just wait, see what happens. But I do the best I can to rectify or get to where I want to be in the situation.
Amen.
You gotta.
God helps those who help themselves.
There you go, right there. So that's what I do. So that's how I maintain my little mental health thing. Yeah.
Good. Good. I pray, I meditate, but I also exercise like a crazy person. The more stress I'm under, the more I'm going to exercise. I was going through something stressful, super stressful last week, and my shoulder gave out. And so I couldn't exercise. So I drove to the beach because communing with nature is huge for me. I love to hike.
Water's
I love to be
great
outside.
for that. Yeah.
Yes, water.
Yeah.
And I literally sat in my car for like 3.5, 4 hours and just listened to the beach. Like I walked out there, but there was a lot of people. I didn't feel like dealing with people. So I just sat in my car and I just listened to the ocean. And it was so soothing. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we're praying for answers, but sometimes we're not really in need of answers. We're in need of calm. We're in need of just peace. We're in need of just like grounding and calming.
Yeah.
So like, what are things that you guys do, especially as men, to just relax yourself when you're under stress?
Music works for me.
Nick and Lamar got this little evil smile, both of them.
I just started laughing because he kind of laughed. He always did this diabolical laugh, like thinking of something funny, crazy. Shit, I don't.
No, I was just saying music works a lot for me.
Yeah.
I collect music. I got a big collection of vinyl records, and I love two things in my house. I got a massage chair that I love. That it's
Those
just
are nice.
like something out of the Jetsons. You get in it, and it literally turns you on your head.
Oh, okay, zero gravity.
Yeah, while you, and so I do that. And I might turn the lights off and candles and listen to jazz, and you know that works for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
He got a whole system.
Yeah, he does. What you got, Lamar?
I mean, to relax or just, I got my sound bowl. Sometimes I'll do like some beach meditations or something like that. Just, just sit in silence or go get some sunlight. Just wherever I can just be to myself without too many energies around me, so I can reset.
Yeah.
Working out is big for me too.
Yeah.
It's like therapy for me.
Yeah.
Sex.
Oh Lord.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah.
But stuff like that.
Come on, Nick. You over there laughing.
So we're talking about how to relax, right?
Yeah.
You know what I recently discovered? So the other day I'm at the house and I had an extra dog at the house. So it was just a lot. It's like 3 dogs.
Just one extra?
And essentially you ask. So I think as a man, a lot of times we just kind of keep going.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But sometimes you get to the point where you feel it like, oh shit, I'm about to spaz the fuck. So I'm sitting there and my dog just comes up, and it's the sweetest dog. She just comes up to me and I just flip. I'm like, yo, get the fuck. I'm like, yo, whoa, I'm bugging. So I get up and I just walked out the house. And I just kept walking. I felt like Forrest Gump. I literally walked I might have left my house at 10 in the morning. I didn't get back home till like 8 at night.
What?
Like, that's right.
Where did you walk, Texas?
Bro, I literally walked like from here all the way up to like where Northridge is. And just like a big ass square, like all the way back around.
At what
and
point?
My car was here, so I had to come back to the fucking studio.
I love it.
At what point did you decide it was time to turn around and go the other way?
Honestly, it was so crazy, man. Like, I felt like I don't know. I walked into a store, right? So once I got outside, I felt a lot better. And I was walking. Then I walked into a store and I felt worse immediately. Like it was the weirdest thing.
Okay. So
it could have something to do with the sun. I don't know. So I went back outside and I just tried to stay in the sun and get some fresh air as long as possible. But by the time I got back home, like I was dead tired, but I felt 1,000,000 times better.
Yeah.
So
you got all that energy out.
I don't know what it was. So I was like, maybe there's something I got to implement, and just go for a long walk or go sit in the sun, or I don't know.
When was the last time you had been outside or in the sun?
I don't know.
Yeah, because sometimes being in like enclosed spaces like that, it mess with your mood.
Especially in here, you don't even have windows or anything.
Right.
You're literally in all blacked out walls.
It could be that. It could be that. I've gone through this a few. Like, I quit my job one time just on a whim.
You already said that's your go-to. Is
yeah, like I was driving to work. It's a word for this. I recently looked it up. I was driving to work, and I wasn't even conscious of me driving to work.
Okay.
Like when I parked in the parking lot, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I got here.
And I literally last thing I remember was looking in my mirror at my house.
So you was on autopilot.
It was on autopilot. And I was like, I can't do this shit.
Yeah.
And I so my boss said, I'm out.
What were the hours of the job?
I was managing a private health club. So it wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't like I was getting up super early or nothing like that.
So it wasn't at night?
Nah. I was going like midday. This was like a good shift, nigga. I didn't have to wake up early. I was like, it was like
10 to 6.
Yeah, something. It was cool. But I got to the point where I think mentally I just felt trapped, and I felt like I can't do something if I'm not being conscious of what I'm doing. Like I'm like a robot,
right?
And at that I just walked out, so, and I felt the same way I felt that other day where I just had to go for a walk,
Yeah.
So I think for me, I have to incorporate being out in the sun in the sun. Maybe exercising a little more. I don't know. But walking with nature definitely helped me.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was finna kill the dog, nigga, everything.
Right. No,
for no
I
reason.
understand.
For no reason. So
I understand. I've hiked more in the last couple weeks because of the stress I've been under. And I realized, like, me and nature, I just have to be outside. Like, I when we came back after the pandemic and the gym asked me if I wanted to train in the gym, I was like, no. I'll go and teach. But predominantly, I prefer to be outside with my clients. Like, I really do. Like, I do train at their houses or I train in my house, but I love being outside. And I'm in Pasadena. I train people at 1.5 million parks. Like, there's so much greenery and everything else. I just love being outside.
Yeah.
So being confined and like having to sit at a desk and sit at a computer, it's not for me anymore. I did years. I did decades. But no, I'm not doing it anymore. Can't do it.
Is that the only job you have? Is that the only job you have?
Oh, no. I am a job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am a job. I'm a professional life coach and leadership coach. I'm a personal trainer. I teach yoga. I also work for Fuller Theological Seminary as a vocation and formation group leader.
Wait, what was that last one again?
Hilarious.
Vocation and formation group leader.
Vocation, information group.
And formation.
And formation. So what is that?
It's like a coach by another name. I work with future ministry leaders, or they could be present because they're in master's or PhD programs at a seminary, which is basically like, a Christian school. It's like a pastor's master's type get down. And so I work with them on understanding their calling, who God created them to be, their vocation, so what God created them to do. And I've been doing that since November of 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been coaching for 10 years now.
Wow.
Wait, 9 years. 9 years now. I've had my own coaching practice for 6 years. I've been a trainer for 7. So
look at you, just bringing harmony to the world.
yeah, I try. I try. I wrote a book during the
See
pandemic.
the power of the tongue. Her name, Harmony, right?
Okay.
Do you have one of these?
No,
you have
I do.
one.
No, I do
No,
not.
I don't. I don't. Now I do.
Yes, you do.
Now I got one. Now I got
Everybody gets harmony. Everybody gets harmony.
Quick Guide to Living Your Best Life. I'm gonna read it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, read it. Tell me what you think about it. One of my favorite books was only 100 pages long. It's called A Game of Life and How to Play It. It's by this author. Her name is Florence Scovel. It's old. It was written like in the 20s or 30s. So the language is very dated. But essentially, she breaks down what we were talking about earlier about everything being the power of your mind and the power of your spoken word. And so the book revolutionized my life in my mid to late 20s. And I always wanted to write a book. So when all of this came about, like I went back and forth. I'm going to write a book about this. I'm going to write a book about this. I'm going to write a book about this. I said, no, I'm going to write a book about that concept of, your thoughts becoming your actions, how to change them. So I break it down by the ABCs, affirmations, believing in change. And I talk about all the things I talk to clients most about. So I cover all of like the top 5 topics that people ask me about all the time. So like money's in there, fitness is in there, nutrition is in there, your perfect self-expression, right? Like how and who God created you to be. So all of that is in less than 100 pages.
Okay.
And available on Amazon for
Yeah, that was going to be my
$11.99.
question next. Is it on Amazon?
If you would like an author signed copy, you can also find me on Got Harmony on Instagram.
Can you sign mine right now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
With the pen that works. That
Oh.
doesn't work. We need
Come
a
on,
pen that works.
right.
Come on, Nick. Help us out.
Come on, Whisper. Wow.
So you said you wrote your book during the pandemic?
I sure did. And there's a chapter on the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'd like a piece of that too.
Yes, sir.
Pandemic. That's another thing that brought mental health like to the forefront. You know.
Right.
Yeah, that was a weird time. I feel like when I have kids, you're going to talk about the pandemic, like the Great Depression and shit.
Yep.
Like, you were around during the pandemic?
In the 20s, right?
Right.
My homeboy said that to me the other day. He said, early 20s. And I turned to him and I said, before you said that, every time someone said that before they were talking about the 1920s, I'm going to need a second.
Right, for real.
But the pandemic was actually, I think, good for some people.
Yeah.
It made them change up and get into something else that you know, that's working for them now.
Like Nick said, everything's perception.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
it's how you look
You
at
have-
it
how
as
do
a
you adapt?
disaster,
Yeah.
or you look at it as an opportunity. You know,
Exactly.
I saw it as an opportunity. I'm sure you did. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And then there are those who fell victim to the fear mongering and everything through the media and all
Yeah.
that stuff. You know.
Absolutely. I really realized how powerful I was as an individual. Like, as a trainer, I was working 20 hours, like, over the weekend sometimes. Like, it was crazy. I was working, like, 40 to 60 hours a week, like, just being there. Even if I didn't have clients, I was at the gym from, like, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning to, like, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And just grinding to, like, get to being understood to be and respected as a master trainer, because you have to put in the hours, right? But your hours are session hours, not the hours that you're actually there, but your actual experience with people. So by God's grace, I hit master trainer, and like within a few months we were in the pandemic, and I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Right?
That's crazy.
And I didn't stop the actual day that I started at the gym. It was March 16th, I believe.
The lockdown.
Yes. Went to the gym, got a text message saying the gym's going to close at 4. I had a group scheduled for 6 p.m. All of them texted me and said, so where are we going to work out? I said, here's my address. Come to my house. I'm going to figure it out.
Right.
And I did.
Okay.
And I did not stop working the whole pandemic. EDD, you know I reported my income, so don't come for me. But yeah, like I realized I was recession proof. I was pandemic proof. You know what I mean? And it gave me more confidence. I wrote a book. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I had no excuse not to do something. Right? Like you had all the time.
Exactly.
We need another pandemic.
I don't know about that, but I'll take those stimulus checks.
Hey, I take the stimmies and I will take the freeways during the pandemic.
Man, for real, right?
Come on somewhere. You can get somewhere in 20 minutes.
Wasn't that crazy?
It was lovely.
I was driving like, yo, I'm low-key not mad at it.
Liar, right?
This is crazy.
Turn that frown upside down.
You realize, like, damn, LA's not that big.
It's not.
Like, if you live in California, the valley in LA seems like that's a 2-hour drive.
Yes.
Minimum 2-hour drive.
Yes.
If it's no traffic, nigga,
Yes.
Oh my God.
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy,
that shit
right?
I was going back and forth with my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm finna come see you right now. Nigga,
Yeah.
15 minutes, I'll be out there.
Right?
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Nick, do we have phones up?
Yep.
What's the phone number?
It's on the screen, y'all.
Okay, y'all.
747-260-0268.
Come on. Somebody call me so I don't feel like y'all don't like me.
If you got mental health, call in.
Yeah. You got mental health
You got a lot of shit
problems,
going on. Call us.
Right? Let us help you. Next up. So we did what we do when we're stressed, glows and grows. So what do you feel like you're doing great mental health wise, and what do you think you need improvement on mental health wise?
Improvement? I don't know. I'm perfect. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But what am I doing good, and what do I need? I don't know. What am I doing good? I think I'm staying like disciplined, consistent. You know.
Mm-hmm. You're showing up,
Yeah, showing up every day.
being intentional.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know. I don't think I need improvement on anything right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep showing up. I'm doing the work, so you know everything takes time. So
Yeah.
I'm just,
That's
Yeah.
good.
doing what I gotta do.
Right.
Pass the mic, Ron. What you got?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page as him.
Y'all just perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm not
I'm not
perfect.
perfect,
I'm
but
not perfect.
you know, like,
Hey, I don't have nothing wrong with the word perfect.
because I just feel like
I feel
every
like
day
You're
I'm
perfectly you, right?
yeah. I'm
So
doing-
what's wrong with the word perfect? We gonna stop that right now, okay?
Yeah.
So if anything, your growth
I'm
is
perfect,
just
yeah.
accepting.
I'm the perfect me.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Yeah.
you know, that's the humility. Sometimes you know, you be like, I'm perfect, but then you want to kind of humble yourself a little bit. So, you know.
I understand that, but I mean, you already started out that way, so you might as well just keep it a buck. Ron, you feeling like you doing good?
Yeah, it's working for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working for me. So
Okay.
I think I'm the perfect Ronald Cole that I'm going to be, and everything I can't handle, like I said, I ask for help upstairs, and That's what works for me.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Nick, we heard a little bit about your grows. What else? What else you got going on in there that you feel like you can do better at?
You know, I find myself falling into these, I call it patterns, but like kind of like a rhythm of just doing things, right? And I hate it. You know, like I can only, I like to be consistent at things, but I just don't want to do the same thing over and over and over. Like it drives me crazy. So I try to work on that as much as possible, whatever it is.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it's a necessarily good, if I see it as a good or a bad thing. I try not to get caught in these patterns too often. So like lately I come home, I need at least like 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. I usually just sit down in my chair. I might turn the game on and just stare at it. I don't even play it. I might just turn it on and just stare at the motherfucker and, you know, go to YouTube for a second and kind of, you know, wind down. But I find myself doing that now on autopilot. So I'm trying to make an adjustment now to just find a different routine probably for the next 6 months, 12 months, I don't know, until I get tired of that and then I can figure out another routine.
Yeah.
You know? I look up and I just see like, I figure like you can learn something new every 3 months.
Yes.
That's kind of how I look at it, you know. So I'm trying to mix it up every 3 months, you know, just try something new, do something new.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be a year in and doing the same shit.
Right.
Anything that I was doing a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, I almost cut my hair this morning.
Cut it
Off.
Oh,
Yeah, just on a whim.
What?
I'm not that attached to this shit. I've never had long hair in my life. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I don't like that about like life. You know what I'm saying? Like
we going back to the fuck it.
yeah, like any extra stress, I'm just finna cut that shit off, son. Like I'm not finna be, you know what I mean? So I woke up this morning and I was like, damn, my hair, and I was like, I should just chop this shit off. And I looked at the time, I was like, I ain't got no time for this shit. I just left the house, but that's usually how I am. Like I try not to put too much thought into too many things, and if I feel like it's bothering me, I try to just make a quick decision and move on.
Okay.
And not dwell on it too much.
Well, as far as your hair goes, the grass is always greener on the other side. I mean, you think that's a lot of work that you got going on. It's a lot of work to have a bald head, actually.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work to be concerned about your hair.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
So
Right.
what work goes into having a bald head?
I was going to ask that, but I felt like it was going to be petty with all
I'm
this
just-
hair
I'm
sitting
just-
on top of my
That's how you learn.
Well,
when you
what's
ask
all the
questions,
work?
Right?
I'll be
You
glad
got to
to
shine it in the morning. What's the work?
you got the towel.
No,
Right.
like when you,
Like, hold
especially,
on, I got a patch right here.
no, like especially when you get my age, because if you have the propensity to grow gray hair,
The what?
The propensity
Oh, okay.
Great
cool.
word.
Learned a
Yeah.
new word today.
to grow gray hair, you got to keep up with it every day and knock that gray hair off because you don't want nobody to see it. So it's every day.
Or rhyme.
Every day.
Or you could just say fuck it.
Right.
You could.
We see you have gray hair.
Well, yeah, yeah.
It's in your beard.
Well, I want you to see that. I don't want you to see the stuff up here.
Yeah, see, if I ever get to that point, I'm just gonna say fuck it. If I
Right.
chop it off. If I'm ever looking in the mirror talking about, I don't like how my hair, nigga, that shit. Yeah, I'm out, nigga. I ain't got time for this shit. I'm out, nigga. Hell nah.
I think to your point of being habitual, like I realized I was getting to the point where I was walking in my room and just turning the TV on. And the TV would just be on because I'm not really paying attention to it. And I realized I was turning the TV on right before I go to sleep to just wind down. And so like over the last couple days, I've turned it on and then I've grabbed the remote and I've turned it back off. And so I'm trying to get in the habit where I'm just not even turning it on because I don't have anything I have planned to watch, right? So if you turn the TV on and you're like, oh, what am I going to watch? It's like, are you numbing out from something? Are you winding down? Like, does it have to be the TV? What is it?
Sometimes
There
it's
are
an
shows.
habit.
It's a habit.
Yeah. So sometimes there's specific shows that I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to watch that. Cool. But if I'm doing it and it's like just whatever, then maybe I can turn on an Audible instead. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been going to my Audible and like going through the books that I said that I wanted to read. That way, if I'm listening to it and I can do other things, then, you know, it doesn't have to be in the forefront. It's not that big of a deal. We have a caller? Caller.
Caller,
Who are we
turn us
talking
down
to?
in the background.
Hello, hello.
Turn what down?
We can hear the echo. Go ahead, Dana.
Dane.
What up?
Dana, you good?
Hello?
Yeah, Dana, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Hey, Dana.
Hi, Harmony.
How are you, my love? Can you hear us?
Better when we get our routine together, but I'm good.
I know. We are soon. What's going on with your mental health?
How are you? This is great. Shout out to doing your own podcast. This is great.
Yeah, it was last of the minutes, but we love Danny and we want Danny to take care of her mental health. So we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Month. And so I'm asking everybody.
I know.
What do you do for your mental health?
Oh my God, I do so many things, but I'm working. So my client went in for a massage, so I'm like sitting in the car, so it's cool. What do I do? What did I start doing? I think for me, my mental health, I'm always prioritizing other people over myself. So I would say the largest part of myself that I had to think about and work on is boundaries.
Amen.
I had to develop better boundaries. I would not say I'm a non-confrontational person, but I'm always thinking of other people, how I can care for them, and it would be over myself, or I would swallow what I want to say to someone if they're offensive to me, over just getting it out and hurting their feelings.
Yeah.
And so I would say working on boundaries. So I'm getting so much better in that area. I started, I've been doing Reiki for over a year. I've been...
Who you do Reiki with, girl?
I do Reiki with you. And so I've been, and I wouldn't have known about you if you hadn't been on Rollout. So
come on, somebody. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Rollout.
Look at that. Look at we
Look at
blessing
God.
So
I met
Reiki,
Danny at yoga. So come on, full circle moments.
Hey. And so I do Reiki. I'm in constant contact with my coach. I'm doing
you got a
sound
coach,
baths
girl.
now.
Who you coach with?
I coach with you.
What? I did not know this information.
I wasn't finna tell her business.
Dana, I didn't know that. That's amazing, Dana.
Yeah,
That's
Harmony
dope.
and I have been working together ever since I saw her on Rollout. I contacted her. We started doing Reiki. We're doing coaching, and now we're doing personal training.
That's super
Sure
dope.
enough,
Nice.
she got the 3.
That's super dope, Dana.
She got the 3.
And it was one of the best investments I did for myself. Rollout knows that, everybody's familiar that I'm from Pasadena, and Harmony is close, and it just became I was looking outside for, therapists and coaching, and I was looking everywhere else instead of my own backyard.
Wow.
And I would, call when Danny's on, and I would see Harmony, and I just did not make that connection. And as soon as I made that connection, then my life began to change. And it's not that I haven't brought other things into my life and I haven't had adversity, but I've been given the tools to deal with every issue.
Amen.
And it started with having boundaries and stronger boundaries for myself, saying that I'm not going to do this to myself, or you can't talk to me that way, or I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not going to disrespect myself to be respectful to you.
Amen.
As a person.
Amen.
So when I put those things in place and really, stood up for myself, then my life began to go in a direction that I can live with. And you guys are talking about the pandemic a few minutes ago, and the same person I was going into the pandemic, I didn't come out that same way.
Yeah.
How so?
I became a different person for myself. I found different ways to make money, different streams of income. I was in corporate America. I worked for Kaiser for over 20 years in their human resources department, and I was so complacent in that job. And the day I left Kaiser, I think, a year before the pandemic, or maybe about 8 months before the pandemic. And just going through the pandemic, having COVID, I didn't come out the same person. I just was different.
Good.
And my friend calls it that I got my God upgrade.
I love
Because
that.
we get these upgrades in life where our life changes, and the things that were good enough for us at one time are no longer good for us. And so that's where I felt I came out of the pandemic a different person, and I got my God upgrade. And then I connected with a coach that gave me the tools to live a better life.
Amen.
There are things that I never thought I would be doing. I'm now talking about buying a house, and I'm on the road to doing that. I really just didn't think about it because I didn't want the headache. And my thing was so small of, I didn't want to clean a yard. I was like, no, I don't want to buy a house because I don't want to be responsible for a yard. And condos are too small. But I changed my thought process of doing more for myself in ways, what are the benefits of buying a home?
Right.
What are the benefits of home ownership? What are the benefits of having equity at your disposal to buy more property?
Yeah.
And I never thought about it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I've watched your mind shift and change in so many ways. And, you know, I'm not going to put you on blast, but, you know, I'm proud of you.
I thank you. Thank you. And I also want to mention, you guys talked about mental health and what do you do for your mental health? And that place, Harmony, Whisper, Lemoore, where you're sitting, Rollout Digital, that's part of my mental health.
Yes, it is.
Because I can check in there and listen 3 days a week for a few hours. Even if I miss it, I'll go back and listen to a repeat. Sometimes I listen and then I go back and listen right then again. And that's been so much a part of my mental health. What Speedy brings to the platform with Nick, Pam, K-Dot, it's invaluable. It got me through the pandemic. It got me through my downtimes. It got me through just regular life, just listening and being able to laugh at really silly stuff. And I know that I have a really wicked sense of humor, but it fits right into this platform.
Thank you for that, Dana.
So I want to say that you guys are welcome, and I won't hold you any longer. I just wanted to shout you out because you're doing this podcast and you're talking about mental health, and that's something we should be prioritizing every day of our life.
Every day.
Thank you for that, Dana.
Thank
Shout
you,
out to
Dana.
Pasadena in the
You're
building.
welcome. All right, you guys have a good day.
Appreciate you, Dana. Love you.
You know, to Dana's point, and Dana, thank you for saying that. I used to wonder how my dad could just keep doing this show. He's doing this show for forever, right? But once I started doing it with them, I agree with Dana. Like, you almost get a sense of obligation, and not even in a bad way. It's really in a way that
it's communal.
It's communal, you know.
It's communal.
It's a different type of currency when people call you and say, like I love the fact that people pay for the Patreon and they send in donations. But the biggest currency I can receive is when people say, you know, my mom died and I listened to your show the whole drive back to get me through it. Like, that's a shocking thing to hear because you can't pay for that.
No.
You know, and I've been in dark places.
Yes.
So to be able to fill that void for people, it is an amazing thing. So even days I hate, I might feel like I can't do it anymore. Like, that's the one thing I always remember.
It's a ministry.
You know, I like how you put that, Harmony.
It is. I have to teach people that all the time because we look at words and we look at paradigms and we look at structures by what we've always known them to be. But you and I were talking about this before everybody got here. You know, things change. The church that we know in the Bible is not the church that we know in Western society, right? Jesus walked. He didn't stay at one church. And so I was in seminary. You don't know this story.
No.
You might know this story. I was in seminary and everybody was like, oh, you future pastors. And I was like, I'm going to be a trainer. And they were like, what? Why are you here? I'm like, because I was called to be here. Like, quite literally, I was called to go to seminary for myself and for like this journey for me to do the deep dives in religion and Christianity to understand like why we're so attracted to Jesus. Because black folks love Jesus.
Yeah.
Most black folks love Jesus. And our introduction to Jesus wasn't all that great.
No.
But I once wrote a paper on how, and I'll get pushback for this, and I really don't care. You can track how ministries that had to do with like how you think and prosperity and like the birth of that actually tracks with our emancipation in time. And I honestly believe once we caught the real essence of what was peeking through the Jesus that they were trying to share, there was no holding us back, because that's what you guys all spoke about. Like, we are the most faith-based culture.
I agree with that.
We have changed religion in this country. They didn't use instruments before us, right? Like, the way that we move through music, like, we know we're magic. And we are so tapped in celestially.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons why I went through seminary. Just one of the reasons why I became a trainer. Like, I love to work out, and I was already a coach, and I knew people were going to be inherently superficial and work on their physique first. And I knew, like, the more you spend time with people, the more you show up for people, the more you cheerlead them and push their bodies, they build trust with you. And a lot of people that I work out with turn into coaching clients. A lot of the students I work with turn into coaching clients because they're like, she can do this with me in this limited space. What else can she do?
Yeah.
Right.
And so I try and use some of my black girl magic to just help people grasp some harmony.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right. How we doing on time, Nick?
It's your world, Harmony.
All right. Well,
It's
say
your world.
less, fam.
We're hour in, so it's your world.
Say less. Okay. We're going to stir the pot.
Let's do it.
Oh.
Where's
Oh, you need your pot?
I don't know where the pot is.
Where's the pot?
Yeah, Danny got the imaginary pot. The pot should be right over there. Whisper, you see a pot over there? A yellow pot?
I don't see it. It's okay. It's
Did
sometimes
Danny
it's
take her
over
pot
there.
home? She might have took her pot home. This nigga done took her
We gonna have to
pot.
stir the cup.
Right, we just going to stir the cup.
That's
I'm going to shake up this bottle.
That's gangster, Danny.
He said that's gangster.
Took her pot.
Okay, so
We'll stir an imaginary pot.
we're stirring the
All right.
imaginary pot. It's gonna
Okay.
be a mess. Okay, so a friend of mine and I literally started this because I saw it on the gram. You guys all remember the song Bingo?
Bingo.
Yeah, there was a
Okay.
farmer had a dog named Bingo.
Yeah, I had a
What was
dog
his
named
name?
Bingo. Yeah.
Bingo, Bingo. Okay. So, depending on the version of the song, you may change your answer. But was it the dog whose name was Bingo, or was it the farmer's name that was Bingo?
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Because song goes, there was a farmer, had a dog.
And
Bingo
Bingo
What
was.
was his name?
Yeah,
though?
but it didn't say
now,
the
was it
dog's
the
name
bar?
didn't
Was
say
it the
the
farmer or the dog?
Hey, that's a good question
Yeah.
because I never thought about that. I
So
was-
did you learn the version of the song where the farmer, like, after you went through dog, you went to duck, and you went to horse, and you went to, like, all the animals?
Probably, but I don't remember.
Hell no, I ain't never heard that.
So, okay, so we learned the same version. So I'm like, no, it's the dog, right? Because each time you change it, you drop one of the letters and you clap, and you clapping for the dog, right? We had the book. The book had the farmer clapping, but I've come to find out there's another version of this song where people are like, there was a farmer had a duck and Bingo was his name-o, and they go through all the farm
Oh, see,
animals.
I never heard
No,
this.
I can't remember that one. Yeah.
It's too much.
Okay.
I tried to stir the pot, and I just got everybody stuck.
That kind of rushed when I found out about the ice cream truck song.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that fucked me up. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Because,
racist.
Racist, yeah.
but it's a subconscious
Yes,
thing.
it is.
That's even worse. Like, I understand the effect that music has on the brain and the body, even subconscious, like we spoke about earlier. So I just think that's just a cruel thing to ride through black neighborhoods. playing that was it Niggas Love Watermelon or something like that? Yes.
That's crazy, right?
Ain't that crazy, man?
That's so.
It's
That's
crazy.
like diabolical.
It is.
You know, I think mentally we don't think that people are that way.
Oh man,
So
but they are.
and that's the sad part. It's like I don't want to say black people. I think human beings in general are just regular. You know, no one thinking like, oh, let's play this and niggas love watermelon through this. Have kids come buy ice cream from us. Like that's craziness, you know. So I think when it happens, we're all just thinking back like, what the fuck? But that's some mental torture for your ass, man. So
It is.
The original national anthem, the lyrics, have you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The second verse.
Yeah.
What's crazier is the story about how they wrote it. Like that was when you hear it, it sounds jolly almost, you know. But when you listen to what he's saying, it's some dark shit. You know, bombs bursting in the air. It sounds fun, nigga, but that's a war, nigga. That's not a good thing. You know, I think a lot of our history is
Dark.
It is.
Yeah, but I think it's mentally draining for a lot of us, and we don't understand why. You know what I mean? Because we don't understand the history of it. We don't understand the vibrations of what's going on. So I think a lot of times it just keeps us in these weird little funks, you know? Sometimes we don't understand. Even like watching TV. I remember I used to fall asleep to fucking Forensic Files.
Oh, okay.
Right? And I would fall asleep to just anything. Whatever I was watching, fall asleep to it. And not really think about it. And then I started studying about subconscious and how that affects what you think and your mood in the morning and everything.
Yes.
And then is a Japanese scientist who did a study of sound effects on water. Right? He puts it under a microscope and he goes, and to know that your body is made out of 70% water.
Yes.
It's kind of unnerving to know that what you're listening to is having a physical effect on you. Not just not a mental effect, but an actual physically affecting your body, you know. So I really had to start paying attention to what I would listen to before I went to sleep. I do white noise now. I used to do Forensic Files, and I would wake up like in a funky attitude sometimes, nigga, or my day would just be off. So I try to do white noise now. Or there's a gentleman named Myron Goldman, who's a financial advisor. Is he a financial advisor? Probably so. Black guy, though. And he does all his financial teachings on biblical principles, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
So I try to listen to that more often. Something positive, something with a good tone.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I try not to listen to rap music after a certain time of day.
Okay.
No, real shit. Because
I believe it.
I feel like rap music is good, right? Like warrior music is good.
Yes.
We're not meant to be these soft motherfuckers. Like when niggas talking about, oh, you can't listen to rap. Nah, nigga, I don't want a soft world. I don't want dillies and dandelions everywhere, nigga. Nah, we need some swords.
That's not
guns.
reality.
Nah, nigga, I need some warriors with me. So that's how I can relax.
Yeah.
So I like aggressive music that's maybe talking about some unfavorable things, you know?
Right.
But I've learned that I can't let that become a part of my subconscious.
It's all about balance, you know, and there's a time and place for everything, you know.
Right.
Like me, I listen to rap in the gym because it gets me going, you know.
Yeah,
I
me
turn
too.
on some Kanye, some Future, or whatever. I'm in the gym going ham. But when I want to wind down, of course, I'm not about to be listening to, rap music. I'll probably listen to some meditation music or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, life's about balance, man.
So first thing in the morning, I don't really like a lot of noise. If anything, it might be some calm relaxation music. And I try and set the tone of the day first thing in the morning. My brother who's on here, I saw him in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still on here. He moved in a few months back, and I would hear him listening to stuff first thing in the morning, and I literally would turn into a demon. I'd be like, why are you stop playing in the morning? It's supposed to be peaceful. And one morning I walked down the hallway, and he had his phone going, and I started to say something, and I realized it was like a preacher. Like he was really setting the tone for his morning. Right, and I was like, yeah. He's laughing in the chat. You know I love you, big head.
What?
But
so they fall asleep to Napoleon Hill. Wow.
Napoleon Hill or Napoleon
Hitler.
and Hitler. I fall
crazy.
asleep to A Course in
You're a
Miracles.
good leader, you know?
I don't know if you guys have
What
ever
you
heard.
say?
Yeah, I do. I tell him to shut up a lot.
She'd be like, "Shut up, fool."
Yeah.
Shut fool.
Big hit. So I fall asleep to A Course in Miracles. A Course in Miracles is a book it was written by a woman who was a scientist who she was completely atheist. She received a direct download from God, basically. And A Course in Miracles is rooted in like the philosophy of the Bible. So whereas the Bible is 66 books of different stories, A Course in Miracles is directly like, this is what it is, okay? And the foundation of the book, they summarize in the beginning, and they say nothing real can be taken, and nothing unreal exists. Therein lies A Course in Miracles, and it breaks down how fear is not real. Right. And so I listened to that, and it's long, and I found one that has like this soft music in the background too. Oh my God. I don't care how stressed out I am. I put that timer on about 30 minutes. I'm going to be out. I put it on last night. I promise you I didn't put the timer on. I woke up this morning and it was still going. And I was like, you know what? A1 every time. Just setting that tone of like reminding myself, like, just be at peace. No matter what, be at peace. Even if it doesn't look good, just be at peace with it.
You know what I've learned to do? I've learned that about the subconscious mind, right, and how to use it. So what I do is I purposely trick myself, right? So if I want something, even if I don't believe it, I just keep repeating it until I believe it, right? Which sounds crazy, but it works. So I was just watching a video the other day. This guy, he shows him and his son in his like apartment, right? His son might be like 1 or 2 years old, just barely started talking. But he got his son on the phone saying, I'm rich. That's what all he keeps saying. He shows like all these videos. Then it's like a broken down apartment, him and his girl, they sit on this dusty couch. Video speeds up a couple years later maybe. This nigga's put this huge mansion. And the little boy's on the camera, I'm rich. And I just started laughing, and I was like, people don't understand how true that is about the mind. Like, I would watch, I'm a huge boxing fan, so I would watch Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, you know. And I would be more intrigued by the mental part of boxing than the physical part. Because at some point you realize in sports, everyone's equal. Like, we're all professionals, nigga.
Yeah.
You have no leverage.
Yeah.
The only real battleground that remains is the mind. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's the biggest difference in success. I watched the interview with Jordan as a kid. This nigga, the guy asked Jordan, could he fly?
He said, yeah.
Duh, he was so serious, though. The nigga didn't, and as a kid, I was
the
stunned.
conviction.
The nigga was like, yeah, I could fly. He said, maybe not that long, but I could definitely fly. And I'm looking at the screen like, he believes this shit. And I'm like, can you imagine playing basketball against a nigga who believes he can fly? Like, it doesn't matter how good you think you are. He actually believes.
It's all mental.
That when he jumps in the air, he's going to fly across his room. Like, that's, you know. But you look at the success of people who think that way, you know. So I try to trick myself every morning. Yeah. I look in the mirror and tell myself stuff just to get myself going. And especially if I don't believe it. That's when I really kick it in. You know what I mean? If I hear myself tell that, and I'm like, I don't believe that shit. That's when I'm like, okay, I got to do this for the next 30 days until it's automatic.
I'm rich, bitch.
I sing the money tree song. Like, ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. And every time a ching money comes to me, I sing that song all day long.
Yeah, like, just force it to come.
Ching, ching, ching goes the money tree. Oh. And every time a ching money
You
comes
never
to
heard
me,
it?
I haven't heard that.
Big on
flows
TikTok.
in so abundantly.
Yeah.
I play 50 Cent's Piggy Bank.
I like that song.
I sing I'm too sexy for my shirt.
We know.
No, I'm
we
just
know. We know.
You probably do. That's why you probably never wear a shirt, bro.
And we were like, sorry, you have a jacket and a shirt on? You don't ever wear that much clothes.
Yeah, I almost didn't recognize you when I came in because you got on clothes.
Hey, you know
nobody recognizes you with your shirt on. What?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, it's the funny thing, though. I've been like this since, like, high school. Like, I don't know.
My mama said I never like to wear clothes. So
I told this nigga he need a tank top business.
There you go. He don't ever wear tank tops, though. He be in his drawers on his IG, okay?
Well, you got to get your underwear line, nigga.
There
You tripping, bro.
That's my
you
brand.
A boxer brief line.
Fitness. I got to show the brand.
I don't think we have a black-owned boxer brief brand, do we?
I don't know.
Men don't have shit. Black men don't have shit. That's what I realized about, you know, product placement. Nigga, we ain't got nothing.
Well, stop saying that.
Nothing.
Do it.
We ain't got shit.
Stop saying it and let's do it.
We ain't got shit.
I'm about to create one.
Like, why we ain't got a car by now? Ain't that weird? Yeah. As much as niggas buy cars, ain't that kind of strange?
You would think. We love us some cars.
We even got a rim company, nigga. As much as niggas love rims. Like, I was searching the other day. I'm like, does any niggas own rims?
Well,
Yeah, they owe
Spreewell
them.
had them.
It's over though.
4 at a time.
Yeah.
They owe them. 4 at a time. That's it.
That's a crazy reality for me. So I was like, I don't know, man. We need a car. We don't have shit, you know. So
We got to put all our money together.
I think it's a mental thing. I don't think it's money.
Well, it starts with the mental.
It is.
And
Yeah, I
then
just think it's mental, man.
That is the theme of our show today.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
The mentality of not everyone working together to build something.
Right.
I think it's the mentality of ownership. You know, I think
That comes with responsibility. You can't just say fuck it.
that part, you know. And ownership is not about you, right?
No.
I was reading this quote from the scriptures the other day about how we talked about money a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, a good man leaves up his riches for his family. You know, us being successful in our lifetime is not necessarily for us.
Right.
Which is a kind of a weird way to look at success.
Right.
Like, you want me to do all this work, nigga, and I ain't getting none of the benefits of it?
I have to send it
But,
forward.
Right, but essentially that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to ownership, like we don't stick to anything really. We get something, we sell it, we buy it, we sell it, we move on to. And I think it's because we're creatives.
Yeah.
And because it's so easy for us as people to create something, that it's like, oh, nigga, I could just make another one.
Right.
I could just make, and not understanding the power of ownership.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not understanding like the power of your grandkids not having to start from zero.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a powerful thing. Like, could you imagine if you started off in a mansion?
Right.
As a kid, how much further along you would be at this point, you know what I mean? So
I don't know. I go back and forth on that because a lot of people who are born in mansions, they don't have drive. Like people
I already
who,
got it.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I feel like that all
you can
comes
keep
down
the
to
drive, my nigga. I take the
No, because so I say it this way: you can have children of an alcoholic. One will not touch alcohol. The other one will be an alcoholic. And it all depends on their mind.
Right.
In the chat, they say there is a black-owned boxer brief company.
Anaconda,
Post it.
Named Anaconda.
Oh, I'm not buying that. That's horrible.
Somebody Google it. Fact check.
It's horrible. You should have called it Mandingo. That was a real person.
Oh, wow.
No, that was a real person.
I know.
Yeah. And that's a sexual thing. You know, that's weird, nigga. Like, it's a weird thing. You know what I'm saying? Your mama can't buy you no Anaconda draws.
No.
Nigga, that's weird. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wasn't even going to say it out loud.
Yeah, like
it felt inappropriate.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, we got to do better.
No, I don't think they do.
Come on, Lamore. Come on, the game is. Oh, come here. Call them Lamores. Nigga, come on, man.
Lamores. You got these Lamores? Make sure you make some for us, too. We like boxer briefs.
Oh, for real?
We do. We really do like boxer briefs. You can just sew up the little whole thingy. All right. Top 5. I said I'm going to start ending segments with top.
Die line.
Greatest quote on TV. Nigga said top 5 rappers of all time. Die line. Nigga.
Hey,
serious too, nigga.
That's how you gotta be, right?
Hey,
you got this.
It's gotta be your mentality. That's gotta be you guys. Before you get to your 5 things, if you guys can, watch the thing on Mike Tyson and George Foreman. George Foreman has a movie coming out, so they put out a bunch of like little snippets of documentaries from Mike Tyson and George Foreman. If anybody can see how big George Foreman was at the time, scary, right? Like 6'4", 290 pounds, some craziness. Muhammad Ali said he was scared of the guy.
Really?
Right? Of course, he knew he could kill him. He said, but in the ring, he was fucking with his mind so much that it broke him. And it's such a beautiful thing to watch based on what we're talking about today. Just go watch the fight. And just it's a beautiful thing to see how someone's brain is working.
Right.
Against all odds, against all signs of defeat, no way to win. Everything's going against you.
Yeah.
And you could just see this guy's mental fortitude just constantly wearing this guy down towards the end of the fight. You could just look at George's face and you can see he was mentally drained. Like he just didn't understand how this nigga was still talking shit to him after he hit him with everything.
Right.
Like he couldn't wrap his mind around it. So
I believe that.
it's such a beautiful. We was talking about the way the mind works. It's such a beautiful thing. So if you guys get a chance, check that out.
You said it's a documentary?
Well, they're about to release the George Foreman movie.
Right.
So right now you can find a bunch of like old clips of George Foreman and Muhammad Ali going back and forth that they kind of put out. So
Okay.
So what's the 5 things? Harmony.
Top 5, because we talked about all of them. You guys all shot them out there. So what are your top 5 ways that you address your mental health? Top 5. Because you guys all threw a bunch out.
Top 5.
Top 5. Nick's grabbing a piece of paper.
Let me see. Top 5.
I love it. Top 5. And we're going to continue the top 5 in my IG throughout the rest of the weekend.
The top 5 ways
you address your mental health?
Oh, just like I said, I meditate every day. Like that's the first thing I do.
So that's your top 1.
Yeah, when I wake up in the morning, I gotta take like a nice shower and meditate in the shower because water.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Water's my
Okay.
Yeah, so shower.
I feel you on the water.
Yeah, shower.
Like if I'm not in the shower, I'm in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Especially in stressful times, I'm literally 5 o'clock in the morning in the bathtub.
Yeah. So yeah, meditation, shower, prayer. But prayer, I guess with prayers, like throughout the day, I'm praying. And, I'm having these conversations with God. I'm being grateful for all the things that I have. But yeah, that
Exercise,
of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And shit, that's like my top. And nutrition. I make sure I'm eating the right things.
There you go.
That's a really big part of it too.
We haven't really talked about nutrition.
Yeah.
And we can go on a whole nother hour-long tangent on nutrition and how it affects your mental health, to be honest.
Yeah. Because I
But
noticed.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, nutrition is big. Even like sometimes fasting can help
Yes.
you tremendously too mentally.
Yes.
Because you're detoxing
Yes.
and because your brain, your true brain is in your gut.
Yeah.
Scientifically, they say that your gut has more neurons
It
than
does.
your actual brain.
Yeah.
So that's why when you're eating horrible shit, you're thinking horrible shit. You're
Yeah.
doing
Yes.
horrible shit.
As within, so without.
But yeah, nutrition for sure.
All right.
Yeah.
What we got, Whisper?
Yeah, he's reading my mind over here.
No, you got to find your own fight.
Yeah, but I'll say mine and may come out a little different. But
Okay.
for me, first thing in the morning, I thank God that I actually opened my eyes because there's a lot of people waking up dead.
Right.
If you feel what I'm trying to say.
Amen.
Yeah. So that's number one because nobody's promised to wake up.
Right.
So I feel like if I woke up that day, God has a plan for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my job not to waste his time.
Amen.
Amen. It's not so
Amen.
much mine. He created me and let me open my eyes. That means he's got a job for me to
Right.
do. So that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
I thank God. Second of all, nutrition, like you said. Nutrition, we're like cars, and nutrition is the fuel that keeps the car going. You put the wrong octane in a car, and it's not
Yeah.
gonna function.
Right.
That's
You
funny
know?
because
Yeah.
that's the same analogy
So
I
true.
use all the
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you a luxury car or you
Right.
Right.
you're a Pinto?
Right.
What you want to be.
And another fuel for the body, the engine, is the knowledge that you put in your brain.
Yes.
So I try to educate myself, get something new,
I love that.
So I do that also.
Mm-hmm.
And then the physical, like you said, I the last few months I've really started going to the gym. I make myself go. I try not to give myself any, because I try to talk myself out of it low key sometimes.
Okay.
And then I have to push that away and just go do it. So I've been going to the gym 6 days a week
Amen.
for the last few months.
Yep.
So, and it's helped,
Yeah.
And the last thing, another fuel for the body, you got to get your rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's big. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Because if I
That's-
don't get enough sleep,
Woo.
my energy,
Mm-hmm.
I can't control. Like when you get rest, you're able to control the energy around you and manifest what
Right.
it is without
Self-control,
rest.
situational
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're right.
that's my 5, I guess. That's 5.
That's a
things.
great 5.
Yeah.
It's a great
job,
5.
sir.
Yeah.
So Keith offered his 5. He said meditation, journaling, counseling, exercise, affirmations. Well, Keith, I'm not going to read the next 5. No, I'm just kidding. Continuous education, reading and writing, and learning a myriad of subjects. How you doing over there, Nick? How's your 5?
I'm good. I kept it simple. I tried to not repeat everybody, but I love what Whispers was saying. I think subconsciously music is probably the thing I do the most, to kind of adjust my mood. I recently found out about my long walks. I keep my Sabbath thing going.
There you go.
Reflection, and I think the most important thing for me, at least, is kind of what Whisper said. They had a famous quote that says, "Everybody knows how to look. No one knows how to see." So I try to keep in mind that even waking up is a blessing.
Amen.
It is.
Like I can't wake my body up, you know what I mean, and come out of that slumber without some assistance. And I remember having this conversation with my brother who passed, right? And right before he passed, the day before he passed, he just had a worried look on his face. And I remember, it's almost like a movie. I remember telling him, I said, I know he's about to have heart surgery. So I was like, I know you're scared. I was like, but we all go to sleep not knowing if we're going to wake up.
Right.
And I was like, so we all have to live this way. Don't feel like you're alone. He literally went to sleep the next day and didn't wake up.
Before the surgery?
The day before. Crazy reality, right?
Wow.
Right. Tell you how life works.
Right.
But it really put things in perspective for me. Like I had a situation last night, but I have a deal with myself that it doesn't matter what happened last night. If I wake up, I'm letting it go. It doesn't matter. You can if you stole everything from me.
Right.
If I wake up tomorrow, I'm over it. It's whatever.
Right.
I gotta let it go. It's nothing I can do about the shit that already happened. Whatever.
Yeah.
So that's really how I keep my mental balance is. Anything that happens today, it doesn't matter what it is. If I survive it, go home, wake up tomorrow, I'm moving on. Because I feel like God gave me another chance at this shit. So whatever you did to me, whatever.
It's an opportunity to start over and get it back if you want it back.
Because I could have not woke up.
Right.
Just as easy, you know. So my biggest thing is whatever happens the day before, if I wake up the next day, I just try to move on. Let all that shit go, move past it.
Yeah.
Look for bigger, brighter days. You know, that's my method to the madness.
I love that.
You know?
Let it go. For my top, because I had to mix them up a little bit, I have a couple repeats, but don't judge me. So I put dance and exercise because I love to dance, period. Like
you stripping or
no.
Yeah, I seen your Instagram, Harmony. Yeah. Must been stressed lately.
Stripping. I don't be stripping.
Hey, they say pole classes for women though is good.
Yeah,
They
it's
are
good for you.
They are. I have a shoulder injury, so I can't do them. But
all
I
that
have
core-
done the silks. I've done the silks, which is very similar.
The what?
Silks.
What's that?
Is that the big sheets or whatever
basically.
that is?
It looks like Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've tried that a couple times. But dance and exercise, rest, prayer and meditation, laughter. Like, I love to laugh. I absolutely love to laugh. So, like, if I'm in a real crappy mood, I will put on a comedy. Like a comedian, stand-up, something. Like, I'm going to need to laugh. And what I love about laughter is, like, when I was in ministry, I was a youth minister, I realized someone told me that when you make people laugh, their minds, both hemispheres of their brain are actually open for like 10 to 15 minutes. So we're way more receptive to what's going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? So bringing my energy back up to that laughter, right?
Okay.
And then communing with nature.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I probably need to go hug a tree.
Hug a tree, baby. Hug a couple of them.
You know, it was so crazy. I was walking my dog one time, and I have a Frenchie. So if anybody has Frenchies, they know they have short noses. So they have to smell everything, right? They stop every 2 seconds, nigga. And they got to get extra close, smell it for like 10 seconds. It's kind of annoying, but I'm walking her one time, and I realized something. I was like, damn, when's the last time I smelled a flower?
Right.
I was like, damn, you know, I take my dog on a walk all the time, and she takes the time to sit there and observe every single thing because she's stuck in the house.
Right.
So she doesn't take it for granted. You know, when she gets outside, she's like, nigga, every leaf, every flower. And I had to sit back a little more, and I was like, damn, I could learn a lesson from this damn dog.
That's real shit, because we be on autopilot sometimes, you know?
Right, and we don't take the time to realize, like, damn, wait a minute, let me appreciate being outside. Let me appreciate these trees and the plants and all these things happening around me.
I stopped taking my headphones when I walk the dog in the morning so I could listen to nature.
That's a good bit, yeah.
Yeah, also because I lost a pair of AirPods on the walk, and so I was like, I'm not going to lose two. But I did it for that reason. Like, I wanted to listen to nature.
Right. It definitely helped me. I think I picked up a few flowers, smelled them. I came here the last time I smelled a flower. I was like, damn, this is pretty sad. You know what I mean? So shout out to my dog for that one.
Yeah. Shout out. So I'm gonna do our shout outs and sponsors. I just like to extend a special thank you, Nick, for always speaking life into me and, always being someone that I could be like, I'm nervous. Oh my God. And you always know what to say. You are the bestest.
I appreciate
You're
that.
also a really great producer, and we appreciate you. All of Rollout Digital appreciate you. I'm speaking on behalf of everybody, okay?
I appreciate y'all,
Everybody.
man.
Shout out
Everybody
to
in the
Danny,
club getting tips.
Corinne, for
I almost said Steffens.
Jack Steffens. Danny, we love you and thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and host your show. Shout out to Rollout Digital for the platform that we're all on. I want to give a special shout out to Precious Hall, the home girl, because she's doing her 30-day challenge. And so I am not eating any candy in the lobby or any chips while I'm here. Thank you, Precious. All the writers on strike right now, we're just sending you love and light and hope that you guys get.
It's over.
Is it?
It's over for them.
For the writers.
Yeah, find a new career, nigga.
Wow, Nick.
AI is here. Find a new career.
Wow, Nick.
It's over.
Wow. Don't listen to the haters. Haters gonna hate.
Okay.
And then a shout out.
He says over.
Shout out to our sponsor, Manifest Destiny 1111.
Yes.
Thank you for manifesting with us. Use the code MANIFEST on your next purchase to receive 10% off of your next purchase item. If you send them a testimony or review, you can have a chance to win up to $200.
Oh, nice.
Money, at Manifest Destiny. On Instagram, their clothes are amazing. 1111. And tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram. It's Lamore the Great. You know, you can find me on TikTok at Lamore Compton. My last name Compton. If you need your credit worked on, you know, I have my credit repair company, Big Shot Credit Repair. You can look us up online at www.bigshotcreditrepair.com. We've helped a lot of people get their stuff right, get into new homes, new cars, all that good stuff. And, you know, also if you're trying to get your nutrition and your fitness right, summer's right around the corner.
Come on, somebody.
You know, I have my book on Amazon. It's called Train Like a Lion. It's a lot of useful information in there, especially for those of you who are just learning about nutrition, just
I'm
learning
give me a
about.
signed copy.
I got you. Next time I see you.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of useful information. I've had a lot of testimonials. People reach out to me saying they've lost, 30, 40 pounds. Like, that's big when people reach out to me and say, I've changed their life, because that's, doing the credit, doing the fitness, you're helping people change their lives, literally, Yeah. So if you guys need any help, just go ahead, reach out to me. I'm always on Instagram, so Lamore the Great on Instagram, and I'll reach back out to you. But yeah, y'all stay blessed.
Okay.
Yeah. Ron, a.k.a. Whisper, where can they find you?
Oh, sure. You can find me at Ronald Cole Comedy 1 on Instagram. That's a numeral 1 altogether. And I want to extend an invitation to everyone to my podcast. Like I said, it's we call it Make Me Laugh Mondays. It's every third Monday of the month. This month is going to be a all-female tribute show. Oh, wow. It's all-female comedians.
Dope.
Who's going to be on there real quick? Shantanette Morgan, Timmy Mason,
Timmy.
Donnie Keith, Ramona Stevens, and Landy the comedian, and just in my good friend, Mr. Marcus is going to be there.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Marcus.
Yeah, he's going to be passing out roses, and we're going to have free mimosas for the ladies. Bring your mom, come get pissy drunk, and laugh, enjoy the show. And if you want to get tickets, go to IG again, Make Me Laugh Mondays, just like it sounds, all one word, and inbox and get your tickets. And that's it. That's the 15th, day after Mother's Day. That's
Awesome.
it. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
That's dope.
Shout out to the chat and everybody who participated. Thank you so much for calling. Dana Dane, I love you, girl. Nick.
I didn't know you out here saving the world. I didn't even know you was getting your health life coach on. That's so dope. I want to say shout out to my rib, man.
She's amazing.
Shout out to my rib, man. I gotta shout her out. She I think everybody's made for, some people are made for people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she just knows how to push my buttons. So, and I can appreciate it. You know what I mean? So shout out to her.
She's amazing.
Shout out to her.
Yeah. She's also very, very beautiful.
Yeah, that's my dog, man. You know,
Inside
sometimes you
and
be
out.
with somebody you don't like, motherfucker. You know, and it's crazy because you always, you know, and even in working relationships, you know, I think it's important to at least to have a good, what they say, equally yoked, to be on the same mental
Vibration.
state. You know? Yeah, to
Yep.
know like everything will be perfect, but you know, as long as we mentally connected, we everything
Exactly.
is straight. You know, so shout out to that hurt, man. You know, good people.
Good. We love that. Well, thank you for tuning in for my first ever solo roll. And
One thing, can I ask something?
yeah,
Anybody have a famous quote that they like? Like a little mantra that you
Famous quote.
I could tell you the one I always use.
shoot it.
It's in Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, good. I got a samurai quote. Go ahead. We got the same thing.
Yesterday was history. Tomorrow is a mystery. That's why today is a gift called the present.
I like it. I gotta watch Kung Fu Panda. I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
You've never seen Kung Fu Panda?
I've never seen Kung Fu Panda.
Oh my God. It's one of my favorite movies. Yes, I like kid movies. I don't care.
This is a quote from a samurai book. He says it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Amen to that.
You know, so just keep yourself sharp. But my favorite absolute quote that I love to repeat every day is from Dory. Finding
Okay.
Nemo.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. That's my famous quote.
I say I'm the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. I lend to many nations, but I'll never have to borrow.
I like it. No more? What you got? You got one? You got a mantra? You got to get the people something. Make something up.
Fuck bitches, get money.
Okay.
Shout out to
Get
Tupac.
money.
Shout out to Tupac, nigga.
Get
And
money.
they ain't just talking about women.
No, I'm just.
No, hey, that's a real quote, man. That's a real quote.
That is.
It's not talking about women either. Fuck bitches, get money, man. Fuck complaining. Just go get your money up. I like how you think, Lamar. What you guys?
Well, this is one I made up. Maybe it'll catch on. I always tell myself, life is a bitch, but I got her by the thong.
Okay.
Put that on the shirt, nigga.
Okay. Oh.
Copyright on that.
Okay.
Say copyright. Trademark.
Yep.
Put it on a shirt.
Okay.
Life's a bitch, but I got her by the thong.
Got her by the thong.
Yeah.
I got you by the thong, bitch.
I like that.
What you gonna do now?
So stay tuned because it looks like I might be doing another show sooner or later. We'll see what we do.
Let's try to get once a month to help the people.
Let's do once a month to help
At
the
least we
people.
got to have some kind of health conscious thing on our show. At
We
least
will
once
do
you know what I'm
once
saying?
a month to help the people.
Let's at least do that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we'll do once a month to help the people.
I think they like it. I think they need it.
I think they like it, and I think they all came through the chat just because they thought my Wonder Day After twin Speedy was gonna be here, but he's not. He's in Seattle, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Made you look.
All right,
Y'all,
you got an outro?
Y'all need some
I have
therapy
no
anyway.
outro.
Tune in.
You need a famous outro. Come on.
I know.
Think of something.
You know, I am not Johnny on the
You
spot.
got a quote from your book? We can just get a quote from the book. And you guys, I'm put the book on the screen so you guys can see
Please
it.
get it. Please get it.
Go copy
let's
yours.
see. It's a quote from Florence Shovelshin, and it's health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. This is the square of life.
And on that note, we out of here.
Deuces.
So LA.
Deuces.
Deuces.